Welcome, everyone, to 55 and 5 here on YouTube. You may be listening to this on ad-free shows. We thank you. It's Ian. It's Cary, our producer, AJ, behind the camera, man in the microphones. It is the 5-minute wrestling history lesson that we bring to you every weekday until we get through all 121 of the 1955 Parkhurst Wrestling card sets. Cary, it's been a heck of a week.
A lot of good names, but you have to make a disclaimer. Sometimes I can't do 5 seconds, let alone 5 minutes. But you've thrown me some good names just this week. I mean, we had Gorgeous George. Mm-hmm. We had Steve Stanley, which is an obscure name. But
Bill Longson, NWA champ.
Yeah, Wild Bill Longson. And so, wonder what you have for me today.
Yeah, today I gave the hint earlier that this man is known as the Babe. So This is someone I didn't know much about. In fact, almost nothing at all. So Cary, good luck. So this is the Alex Trebek style disclaimer where I have a safety net in case we are both stumped, and in this case we might be. I'm going to present to you. I'm going to make sure I say his name right. Larry Kasaboski.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now, why couldn't Wild Bill Longson,
right,
like this?
And it's gonna be more upsetting when you find out of his stature in wrestling.
My man,
yeah,
Larry Kasaboski.
Yeah,
I don't have a thing. I don't and that's the last name that you'd remember. Sort of remember.
Yeah.
So I am just gonna immediately defer. Fisher.
There's a reason he mainly homesteaded in Northland Wrestling, which was the territory in Northern Ontario, so Ottawa and so on. He wrestled there. At least he was there, and he was one of the promoters from 1946 to 1980.
Really?
Yeah. He wrestled on and off 39 to 60, but promoted 46 to 80.
I was just thinking, this is somebody I'm going to have to ask our good friend Luke Williams about, because he wrestled a lot in Canada. And since this gentleman was there through 80, but continue, please.
Yeah, and he actually has a book. It's very difficult to track down. I was going to try and see if I could order it because this is somebody that I'd like to read more about. It's written by a wrestling historian. I didn't recognize the name, but put it out. Looks well researched, and it is available on Amazon. It's currently not available digitally, and you can only buy used copies that are very expensive. So I'm going to see if I can track it down at some point. But yeah, he was a wrestler and a promoter, 39 to 60. He was active, but again, you probably didn't know he was active because he'd wrestle and kind of take a year off. He'd wrestle, kind of take a year off. And wrestles really actively 39, 40, 41. Again, the results on the internet aren't the end all be all, but there appears to be clear gaps where he just either decides to just promote or just wrestle. I think he's in the set primarily because in 54, he was in NWA Upstate in Cleveland and Buffalo.
Okay.
Pretty much the whole year as a wrestler. So that appears to be why he's in the set. Has a sort of a big retirement send-off against the Sheik in 1964. It's kind of a one-off match that just appears out of nowhere. The book probably has the answer to that. The book.
What city? Does it say what city that was in?
No. Okay. And again, his nickname was Babe. One of the interesting tidbits that I found from reading the scan of the back of the book. Do you know what he became slightly famous for as a promoter? And this is on the back of the book.
Paying people.
Well, I read that he paid people on time, yes. But he had a specific type of card he liked to promote.
Ooh.
He liked attractions. I'll give you that hint.
Did he like to have shows where they had a bear on the show?
No, he had cards with all tiny people.
Okay.
All small people.
And he promoted until
80. So he would have these cards with just all small people wrestling.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's he would bring in. And again, I'm going off of very limited information. I'm going from the back of the book, which is scanned nicely. You can read that. I'm going from the book description on Amazon and a few of the notes that people have made about the book. He did appear to like to use the tiny wrestlers more often than most promoters.
Well, for some reason, the tiny wrestlers, I don't know how it happened. Just like there's a lot of Mexican tiny wrestlers, Northern French, it was the hotbed.
Was Fuzzy Cupid?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Lolo, Cupid, Beaver, Littlebrook. Mm-hmm. They all came out of the Montreal, Quebec area.
I mean, Quebec and Ontario, I mean, they're right next to each other. This is all the pieces of the puzzle are coming together before our very eyes. So that makes a lot of sense.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to ask Luke about him or any of the other historians that chip in, please.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's somebody who's going to say, why didn't you know this? Why didn't you know that? But we're happy to hear that.
Yeah. The name of the book is The Wrestler from Renfrew, which is a area near Ottawa. So I'm going to try and track this down. It looks very interesting. It's a book about a lesser, kind of under the radar guy, and who promoted Ottawa for many years. So I'm going to take a look. If I can find it for under $100, I'm going to buy it. It appears to be a collector item at this point.
That'll be your next Christmas.
No.
For your birthdays.
But we'll try and track it down. If you're somebody that's with the Kasaboski family, if you put it on Amazon Prime or if you put it on Amazon Digital, I'll buy it tomorrow. So there you go. That's a promise. So learn something new. Maybe we'll get in touch with Luke and bring an update on Last Stop Penn Station.
There you go.
So there you have it. Larry Kasaboski, babe. Had a nice full life too, 70 years old.
Good week of 55 and 5s. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's been fun. And we're at, I think, 45 already, which means we're getting closer to 50% of the entire set.
We'd be sad when we're going down the other way.
Right. Oh, we still got some big names. We have the Sharp Brothers. We have the Crusher. We have
Sky Lolo.
We have Buddy Rogers. Those are all still to come. We haven't even done Luthez yet. So some big time names still to come here on 55 and 5. And we're going to do them all. We're going to do the big names. We're going to do the lesser names. We might even find another ghost as we go through the set. And I hope we do. I hope we find some more information. We bring it to you every weekday at 8 p.m. here on youtube.com. Thanks for joining us this week on 55 and 5. You're listening to ad-free shows. Thank you so much. If you're checking us out on YouTube, come back on Monday. We'll have a brand new episode, 5-minute wrestling history lesson with Cary, with AJ, our producer, and myself. Thanks for watching, everybody.